Black Supremacy. All praises due to the Most High. King Noble Black Supremacy. King Noble Black Supremacy. There's actually something that's been on my mind. So I want to actually expose it because I know there's a lot of us, we're doing our thing. We know what we are supporting is wrong, but we might need a little extra push to establish the Black nation and establish Black rulership. And that is the point of this video. With this video, I'm going to explore deeper. Firstly, I kind of wanted to talk about my life a little bit and it unfolding and unraveling. I want to talk about that a little bit. So I guess what inspired this video was being in Atlanta and pretty much nation building. Before I left Illinois, I was faced with a friend. Before my grandmother passed away, there were words that she gave to me, which would be potentially looked at as deeper insight, a telling of the matrix, if you really think about it, if you meditate on it, and what it truly means to support the matrix, and how the matrix actually it has programmed you in an all-encompassing way. How you view things, how you view life. It's crazy. So what I'm going to share with you today is going to blow your mind if you have not already meditated on it and thought about it. But I'm sure you all have, because before I get into my topic, I just want to, kind of tease you a little bit. Even people who are still physically, emotionally, spiritually in the matrix. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Even someone who isn't completely out in the matrix, like in the, close to the 100%ers, like if you are 80% and your percentage is increasing, then kudos. But Black people know our divinity. Black people know our power. Black people who haven't fully stepped into King Noble Black Supremacy, they just kind of kicking their feet back up. They're comfortable. But okay, so I want to continue with my story. I don't want to get too distracted with that. So, also, in Atlanta, there were words that were shared with me here. And also, last year, there was a cousin of mine. And then also, I ain't forgot you. So if you're watching my video, what's up, family? My uncle. So I just wanted to explore. I wanted to do some. I really want to I want to take you on a trip with me to explore the deeper depths of programming when it comes to white supremacy and how it has successfully programmed many of us. I want to explore that with you all. So if you can take my hand and come on this trip with me. So, did I already tell you? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. So all of these people, you know what they told me? But before I tell you what they told me, for those who still have to catch up with my content, who haven't watched all my videos, I'm going to go ahead and rewind a little and expose a little bit, and then I'm going to fast forward you back to this video. So before I moved to Atlanta, I had one child. So I pretty much moved to Atlanta about 3 years ago or so. 3+ years or so. We'll say 3 years. And I only had one child. But before I moved to Atlanta, I had, let's see. I'm going to try to list you the people in proper order. That's what I'm going to do in this video. Most of my stuff is not in order. Most of it's kind of scattered. I be going off the top of my head, top of the dome. It's almost like freestyle. I pretty much do it that way. But in this one, it's going to be a little bit freestyle, but then it's going to be a little bit more organized. So before I left to go to Atlanta, the first person who talked to me was my grandmother. She told me she was very proud of me. You know, she was happy that I only had one child. You know, because people who are in the matrix that either know they're in the matrix and they're just comfortable, or people who don't know they're in the matrix and they have an idea of what is quote unquote successful, they see the black woman, as long as she doesn't have children or too many babies, she's thriving. She's at her highest peak on all levels, spiritually, emotionally, physically. She does not, and that's it, period. That's the end of the story. Our elders are looked at as prisoners of war, the reason they had so many babies. They felt like since white supremacy was able to abuse our ancestors and make us breed by force, we're somewhat traumatized from that. We are somewhat traumatized from that. So we're thriving in the matrix, and the way that we also disconnect from our power is to not have babies, get a good job, and be self-centered, and be an individualist. But it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Our oppressor used that against us to keep us from flourishing, to keep us to really have access to our greater divinity, the full picture. Okay, so where was I? So I know I was talking about our source of divinity, our real power, and white supremacy strategically using that, us having children against us, and programming us to feel and believe that in order to be at your highest peak, in order to truly and sincerely develop yourself and step into your divinity, the less children you have, the better. And that's what I wanted to talk about in my video. So my grandmother was one of the first people who told me, you know, you're doing good. Black supremacy. So where was I? So I was talking about nation building and forming a nation, having children. I wanted to talk about my experiences with that. Being looked at as somebody who was not self-sustainable. Going from that to being successful at having my first child and being able to properly alchemize energy. I want to talk about that because not only are we taught societal and like in a society-based way that don't have children because your life is over, but I was also dealing with that type of energy from a personal point that I didn't have my own self-sufficiency, I should say. You know, I needed somebody to be around and all the other stuff. I guess this video is for me too. It's kind of like a breakthrough, but then it also opens up windows, doors, and opportunities to be able to look at nation building in a different light than the way that white supremacy has presented it to us, to full people of the illusion and whatnot. So yeah, I did want to talk about that. So yeah, my grandmother was the very first person. She said, you know, I'm proud of you, you know, because I really was not happy with school and what it had to offer me and whatnot. I was really very unhappy with school. So I was able to alchemize my situation by having a child young and using that for to finish school and do great in high school and also college, actually. Communal college. I only did a semester there. It was just too much. Like, I was going to school full time and also working full time. And I talk about that in my other videos, but the avocado of this video is just to focus on nation building. So, and then one of my other good friends told me, you know, you did good, you know, You only have one child. You run into all these people who have multiple children, blah, 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 blah. Multiple children in the matrix it is condescending to a degree, and failure to a degree, because you're still not working in the full function of building your nation and establishing yourself in godhood, because ultimately you want to be the god of your children. If you do not properly establish being the god of your children, then these other matrices, white supremacy, will definitely do that for you. So school systems will do that for you. Certain things in the media will do that for you on a subconscious level. So even if you are fully aware on a conscious level, your subconscious level has to also be notified of these things as well. Otherwise, you're falling right into the trap. So it's not just enough to see surface level. You got to go deeper and beyond in order for what I'm saying to actually make sense to you. So, yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. Properly alchemizing, properly being able to see the divinity in having multiple children, being able to completely diminish white supremacy and matrix out the mind, because that's where it starts. You diminish it out the mind, and then you start to reconstruct into King Noble Black Supremacy. And I feel like a lot of people have tried and done that, but King Noble, we've definitely got something more established for those who have maybe done it and they find themselves running back to the matrix. We do have a foolproof system where King Noble Black Supremacy is not going anywhere. There's security in the physical, spiritual, and emotional. We are very well secured in what we are doing. But then, like I said, I'm kind of combining it with my experiences too, because it's just how I look at how worldwide it is to see nation building as something to look down upon. It is horrible if you are nation building and you aren't using that at its full capacity for it to destroy the systems of white supremacy. So I can see what they're saying there. But on the bright side, it's communal. So you're either building for King Noble Black Supremacy, or you are establishing more mind control for white supremacy and the matrix and what it has to offer. So I wanted to give you a profound, strong perspective in in nation building, but then also wanted to add that don't stop at nation building. Also, expand your conscious as well, along with some of your ideas. But join us, because we definitely need Christ conscious, those who have energy and frequency to add to Christ conscious, so this can manifest completely, wholeheartedly. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I kind of want to go down the list of people, but it's not really that necessary. I just wanted to shed more light on how it's not accepted. And then I also wanted to express the beauties of it. Like I said, I feel like what has, okay, so if we were fully stepped in and tapped into our divinity, if we were fully aligned there, slavery wouldn't have happened. Slavery wouldn't have happened. We would have been more strategic. So there was already self-hate going on. There were distractions already going on. There are distractions that are continuing to go on. But this is our time. There's no better time than now to step into your divinity completely, all-encompassing. To work hard. Work hard and establish the kingdom right now, today, forever. So yeah, I just wanted to push that message, push forward that message. Definitely, I mean, I consider myself to be a newbie somewhat into King Noble Black Supremacy, but at the same time, I'm definitely well established. I took advantage of the knowledge and what King Noble Black Supremacy had to offer. I took advantage of that very well. I definitely did that. It's almost like somebody who goes through school and they graduate early. You know, they still might have some immaturity, but they have utilized and alchemized, you know, as much as they were able to. So I'm still growing within King Noble Black Supremacy. I just took advantage of how far I could go along with it, you know, and continue to ascend up and up and up and up. And the common thing is using my life experiences to coach me through my own personal hiccups, and those who are able to resonate, them also being able to come along with me with through this journey. I had come across this meme. I don't know if it was on Instagram or if it was on Facebook, but it said, for those who don't resonate, it means they're not meant for to come with you on your journey or whatnot. So that's why, you know, I always talk about take a trip with me. Because if people who are resistant with taking the trip, message just isn't for them then. So I just thought that was interesting. I think I came across that yesterday. I was going to post it, but I was like, I don't want to get too distracted from the message or distract others from the message. But I definitely wanted to include that in this video because I thought I definitely saw the value of that meme. You know what I'm saying? Just a reminder for us to stay focused and centered on what's being built, you know, because we have our own personal insecurities that us ourselves won't man up to, won't fess into. With King Noble Black Supremacy, there are a couple ways you could do that. My choice has been to call do my best at calling all of my my insecurities out, calling all of them out. But the other way to really truly step into King Noble Black Supremacy is to just say, bump everything. You know what I'm saying? Just bump everything. It doesn't matter what you're secure in. It doesn't matter what you are insecure in. Just get to work. Let's just work. Let's build this nation. Get to work. And that's I want to present more of that in my videos and in my content. Because I do realize I realize how essential it is to do that, because I feel like the way I'm doing it, it's not fully starving my my insecurities. In order for them to fully dissolve, I don't have to tell my life story. I don't have to, in order to move through it. Because it's almost as similar as doing journal work. You know what I'm saying? Like going above and beyond that. Sincerely focusing on your goals and not being moved by any of it. Fully letting go of your high times and fully letting go of your low times. And establishing a new world, a new reality, establishing newness, establishing memories to come. So if you're, you know, the more you're able to clear up that space in order to get to that place in your mind, you are clearing out your hard drive. You are opening yourself up to more blessings and abundance and prosperity. So I am working on this because I've kind of used my channel for it to be kind of like an open diary. I do got another YouTube channel. It's called Open Diary Breakthrough. I don't really like to promote it because I know I talk about spirits and Ouija boards. It's totally separate from Black Supremacy. But it's this is like a Venn video, I guess. My girls are up right now. One's in the crib. My little one's in the crib. And my oldest one is outside the crib holding her sister's hand. But I guess I've kind of used my channel as a voice And I'm growing. I'm definitely growing, and I fully get the message of King Noble Black Supremacy. Um, and I strive to dissolve more in that every single day. It's just it gets very difficult. It gets very hard at times when it's like it's like your past is trying to resurface. That's why when it comes to protecting your energy, you might have to get off certain medias, because I feel like the main reason behind me talking about these things is because I'm back on Facebook. You know, I got a lot of my friends and family on Facebook that I've had memories with, and being more focused in my meditations. I might have to get back off of there. The first time I got off there, it was just because I was getting hit on, but um, having somebody around as an illusion of closeness, you know, I don't know. And it might still be there, but that's the whole reason I came to Black Supremacy. Because I refuse to beg, you know what I'm saying, for attention, you know what I'm saying, in white supremacy. Probably part of me is like, oh, you want me to beg and this is a part of white supremacy? No, I gotta go. It's time for me to go, you know, so it's like I'm reawakening into that. So that's something that I have to continue to strip away from. That's why it does hold some value, and it holds some importance for it to get rid of your attachments, because your attachments will hold you back. Your attachments will hold back your blessings. People pass away because of other people, and I've witnessed that. Like I said, people who, you know, be in a relationship for a long person for a long time, and they realize that they're not toxic, can pass away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how serious you got to be. Very serious with your energy, you know, realizing that and being of knowing of that. Stop fighting, but do the real work. And the real work is just letting it all die. Just let it all die, you know, be able to fully be in manifestation mode, be in full creation and creativity mode. And I guess I should be very thankful, because some people are still like, they want to step into their divinity, and they cannot do it, because just remember that anything that is in this matrix reality, remember that it is meant to slow you down for your black divinity. I'm gonna go ahead and say again that King Noble did do a video on this, how the matrix actually slows you down completely. So it's like they tell you you need to get a house first, you need to graduate from college, and then you can start building your kingdom, your queendom. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because all that stuff is artificial. So just keep that in mind. Just always remember what our ancestors go through. Because when we do these rituals where we are programming ourselves to not accept our divinity by not multiplying, not actually being God, and creating and having our children see us as God. Because as I share again, if you do not bring them up in King Noble Black Supremacy, you are by default bringing them up into white supremacy and the matrix. So them knowing your full divinity and full King Noble Black Supremacy, extremely important. Extremely important. I mean, I don't have very much talk time. I have maybe about 3 minutes or so. But I definitely want to make those points. Just remember everything our ancestors go through, and never forget. Our ancestors had different names. Our ancestors were not allowed to do our ancient black spirituality practices. When we did have children, it was to breed in more slaves for our oppressor. We were not able to practice our divine black spirituality. However, our oppressor definitely did what they could to tap into magic and etc. But we actually can truly control this planet. But we gotta stop the programming of the matrix and white supremacy right now, by realizing that everything they say is bad is actually good and something that we should be doing. So if they're saying to not do something, you need to inquire further within to see what you should be doing. That's why praying to King Noble it's extremely essential, because it's going to reawaken the God within ourselves that the oppressor diminished, because they diminished it by beating the hell out of us. I'm gonna keep saying that in my videos. Nah, but I really want to make sure my message is 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000% King Noble Black Supremacy at its full capacity. I don't want to beg people who are gonna stay in white supremacy, regardless if I make this video or not. I don't want to do that. But however, education is important. Their educational systems is not as important as our educational system, which is King Noble Black Supremacy. King Noble took on the embodiment of our ancestors. His embodiment was very ritualistic. It's almost similar to when you go to Christianity and you devote your life to God. You devote to not sinning. Just completely devoted to God. You reach a higher place. Well, that's what needs to happen. You need to do that in King Noble Black Supremacy. Accept him as your savior. That by default diminishes the white Jesus, that diminishes the Sky Daddy, that diminishes everything. But don't stop there. Like I said, everything that white supremacy subconsciously or consciously teaches you, make sure that you also get rid of that as well. Join www.kingnobleblacksupremacy.com. Also, make sure you support the kingdom. Cash App us, $Will Black 5. Black peace, black love, black and light, and King Noble Black Supremacy. All praises due to King Noble.